So hi YouTube, this is going to be just a little haul video featuring a couple of purchases I made from the Burberry makeup range a couple of days ago. The reason I wanted to film this and show it off is that there are some great offers at some of the Burberry makeup outlets with purchases at the moment, and this is one of them. But the reason I actually went to Burberry was to buy this product here, which I'd read about. It's called Sheer Summer Glow, and you can see it's in the standard Burberry packaging. If you're familiar with this line, Burberry, the designer, is very well known, and they brought out a makeup range, I think probably about 18 months, 2 years ago for the first time. It's quite a high-end range, that is, it's pretty expensive, and the quality is really good. The range is fairly typical of the Burberry brand, certainly as they have tried to repackage the Burberry brand in the UK in the last couple of years. Burberry went through a period, having been a very, as a fashion brand, a very traditional brand, obviously very famous, as they still are, for their trench coats, Macintoshes. They were a very sort of classic, slightly boring brand for many years, and then they became, in more recent years, associated, particularly the Burberry print, which you can see on the sort of matte engraving, this checkered print with uneven checkers, which is very famous in its coloured version, and that became kind of taken up by a lot of people, and it became a bit mass market, and if you're watching this in the UK, you're familiar with the term chav, maybe not so much in the United States. It became regarded as a bit low-end, although it was still a very expensive brand. But of recent years, with a new head designer, they've really picked up in the fashion stakes, and there are several diffusion lines. They do very good quality, traditional British fashion with a bit of a twist, particularly strong, obviously, still on the classic coats, leather as well as the trenches. They do fabulous biker jackets, so on and so forth. Anyway, that's a kind of digression, because what I'm here to talk about is the makeup. And what I wanted to say kind of the background, which if you read about it in on blogs and in magazines, you'll know that the range has very muted colours. They're not high fashion colours in the way you would buy, for example, with MAC or some of the other high-end cosmetic manufacturers. They tend to be suited to a very typically English colouring, and there are no kind of way out shades there. But what they do, in my limited experience of them, is some really nice formulations, and I like the colours. I've used the foundation, which I rate very highly, and the initial product which I bought, which was actually a blush, which I use as a contour. So when I saw this advertised, I was immediately pretty sure that I wanted to get it. It's called, as I say, their Summer Glow, and it's basically a combined kind of contour, bronzer and highlighter. You've got the two fairly muted contouring shades here and the two highlighting shades here, and I think it's a very versatile product, because you can use it, to contour, obviously, picking out the individual shades, or you can mix the shades together and just get a beautiful glowy tone. The payoff of the various colours, I don't know that they're going to show up brilliantly there. They just kind of look quite shimmery, but These, if you're fair-skinned, particularly work really well as a contour, and the highlighting colours are really pretty. They give some shimmer, they give luminosity without glitter and particularly without fallout. And this is just such a pretty package. You can see the embossing of the Burberry design, which comes on all their powders and even their lipsticks. I'm going to show you in a minute, in a beautiful, quite heavy, magnetically shutting palette, and it comes with a little sleeve as well. All the products do. This one unusually has got the sort of trenched coloured sleeve. Usually they're black, or certainly the blushes that I've got. This is, I believe, a limited edition, so that may be the reasoning for that. So I'm less keen on this because I think that's going to get pretty dirty in my handbag, but there we go, I suppose you can wash it. But these are heavy, that's the downside, but you know, really good. You can bang them about, they don't open up in your bag, and they're pretty sturdy. I've certainly got a blush which I've had in my bag for several months now, on and off, and it hasn't got scratched. Now, when I got to the store, which was Harvey Nichols in London, there aren't that many stockists of Burberry products. Harrods have it. I believe one of the John Lewis's, I think the one on Oxford Street carries it. There may be stores regionally, probably Harvey Nichols in Leeds, I'm guessing. Harvey Nichols in London had an offer, which I'll show you in a minute, if you bought 2 items. And although I usually don't go particularly for these buy a number of items to get an offer, I think they kind of sucker you in to buying things you wouldn't want to get a gift that you wouldn't really want, to be honest. But this was a really nice gift, I'll show you in a minute. What I wanted to do then was buy, they have a liquid glow, which is a combination primer, luminous cream, a bit like strobe cream, I guess, in its effect, if you're familiar with MAC's very famous strobe cream, but is also said to be a facial treatment. And because I have liked their foundation so much, I was quite keen to get that, but they were out of it. It's been so popular, they'd had quite a limited run. So I ended up getting a lipstick, and this is from the new lip mist range, which they're called sheer lipsticks. Basically, consistency of a lipstick with the appearance of a lip gloss, I think. Not giving a great colour payoff, but very pretty, very conditioning for your lips. I went for a fairly neutral shade. Nearly all of their shades are neutral. This one is called, what's it called? Field Rose. It's number 213, and I don't know whether you'll see it on my hand. Yeah, so it is just a very pretty glistening rose. Feels really good on your lips, really conditioning, very pretty. You can see again they do the embossing of the Burberry pattern on the lipstick, almost makes you not want to use it. And what I love, again, it's the same packaging, but it's a magnetic packaging. It's not working too well. So when you get it the right way, it just clicks too, like that. Chip nail there. So really nice in your handbag. Okay, so why did I get suckered into this for the free gift? Well, the free gift was a bag, first of all, which was not the reason I bought, because I have loads of makeup bags, although it's quite a nice one. It's you can see it's quite a generous size. You could definitely use this for some overnight weekend makeup products. It's Burberry, it's got fragrances on the front, so I guess they just had it left over from another run. Black mesh, which is always quite useful. I quite like it because my main makeup bag, jewellery bag range is black, and it's easy to clean, etc. So that was okay, but that wouldn't of itself have tempted me. What really, really tempted me was this little fella, particularly bearing in mind the Glow blush that I was buying. This comes packaged in its own cute little pouch. I mean, look. And what it is one of their makeup tools, a mini kabuki brush. You can see there, it's next to my thumb, how tiny it is. I mean, it's literally for your handbag. It's a really nice quality shaped brush. Feels like a kitten's tail. And I've heard good things about Burberry's brushes, and this, is just a fantastic size to go in your handbag alongside the palette. So, and look at this, so, the little pouch even to keep it in. How great is that? What more could you ask? That is real style, I think. And so if you want one of these, I think you're going to have to rush down to Harvey Nichols in London. Totally worth it. And it didn't end there, although the brush, was what I absolutely wanted. Also in the free gift, teeny tiny lipstick. And this is from their lip cover range. So the next one up, I think. There were two choices, if I can get into it even. Again, I was a bit boring. I went for the pinky one. They had a sort of russety red as well. You can see that. So you can see from that's giving, it's a similar shade when you look at it in the tube, but, a lot more coverage, but still quite a subtle little number. And, just a tiny, cute little lipstick. Again, Burberry logo, even down to Burberry on the front. That's the two. So, that's the two, the full size and this little trial size to go in your handbag that came with that gift. And it didn't end there, because then I'm not sure if this is actually formally part of the gift or she just decided to give it to me. This is their trial cards, which come with a tiny little lip brush and 4 of their lip colours for you to try out. So you can see the kind of range of shades. I mean, they do more than this. These are the new ones that you can try out. And 2 little sachets of the sheer foundation, luminous fluid foundation, which I highly, highly recommend. They don't have a huge number of shades. That's the only downside. They're offering you here 2 to try, which is 5 and 7, and they don't go in order of darkness. So number 5 isn't necessarily darker than number 3, which is my shade, for example, but you kind of have to suck it and see. So that came as well in my little packet, and she also gave me a couple of their little sponges for using to put on makeup or powder. So that was my little haul, and as I say, of the products that I have tried, I do recommend Burberry very highly for formulation, for quality packaging. I like the range of shades. I think they're subtle and pretty, but if you are looking for a dramatic look, then Burberry is probably not for you. And as I say, it's a fairly limited range at the moment in terms of shade and product, but well worth a look. And if you are thinking of getting particularly that limited summer edition palette, then a good place would be Harvey Nichols, because they've got this great free gift. Okay, see you later. Bye.